Again, with this functional mobility piece, number one, it's going from point A to point B, and number two, trying to help them become more functionally mobile. So we're trying to facilitate both. Having said that, the first one I'm going to do is a maximal transfer. This is a pivot transfer. Meaning, you know what? The main goal here is point A to point B. The person really at this level doesn't have the capacity to really work on functional mobility. So I am going to show you a pivot transfer, and then I'll show you a moderate and minimal transfer. Jake, we're going towards the strong side, which would be his right side. All right. We are going to use the example that he is simulating weakness or hemiplegia on his left side. So hemiplegia for the most part. Okay. So one thing I want to do is probably want to get Jake and get him, try to get him sit up a little bit, and I'm going to work on coming down to his level. And you know, before I even take that armrest off, I might want to leave it on just as a lateral support. And we're going to try and work on bringing those hips up a little bit. Okay. You know, just squared away. Sometimes if you can get them a little bit angled, ready to go in that direction, more power to you. All right. I am going to take his feet, move them that way just a little bit. Okay. Now, with this one, again, it's a pivot transfer. Conservation of H. Okay. Conservation of H, my body to Jake's body. H means horizontal distance, okay? One thing is, if you get too darn close, you're not going to be real stable on your feet. Obviously, you don't want to be too far away. So we need just the right conservation of H. Now, one thing on my stance looks like this. It's open in the direction that I'm taking Jake. Open in the direction I'm taking Jake. So when Jill and I test you on this in the lab practice, we look for all these little nuances, okay? So it's open. I'm going to protect my back by looking up, and I'm going to be right in here, okay? And then on a count of three, I'm going to say, okay, Jake, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to go to this chair, okay? So, you know, one, another error that students overwhelmingly do, and maybe I don't emphasize it enough. Your head needs to be in the direction you're taking your patient. Your head needs to be in the direction you're taking your patient. Do not take them in the direction where you can't see. Okay? So I'm right here, and you know what? I got a good hold of him. He's not going anywhere. Okay? You can't be timid. If you're timid, bad, bad, bad. Okay? 1, 2. I even use my chin if I have to. Get them towards me. Okay? Again, I'm not mighty muscle man here, but I'm going to use good technique, and I'm going to use momentum to help us end up in that seat. Obviously, wheelchair and fly. 1, 2, and 3. Okay? One more time. Okay, we've got him up a little bit. You got to come down to his level. These brakes a little loose. Okay? 1, 2. Notice my conservation of H. Notice my body mechanics. Notice I'm looking straight up. 3, pivot. It is not a lift, okay? It is not a lift. It's here, momentum, pivot. If you're lifting, you're doing it wrong. Moderate, okay? Moderate now is where Jake can help me out, okay? And this gets kind of a little laborious, but nevertheless, what we're going to do here is we're going to get him standing, and then as we get him standing, we're going to try and allow him to end up backing up to this chair and then gracefully sitting down with some physical and verbal cues from me. So, a couple ways this goes. Let's just assume that left leg's going to buckle. Okay? I like to position my knee against his. So my foot is on the outside of his foot. Okay? So bottom line is knee to knee with my foot on the outside of his. I have a nice open stance. My head is not directly across his shoulder now. I don't need that same conservation of H. but it is towards the side that we're going. So Jake, on the count of 3, we're just going to stand up, okay? Remember, think about those feet, right? Think about those feet. Toes underneath the knees. 1, 2, and 3. Excellent. Good. Okay. Now I'm gonna use some physical cues, which simply means, move. Okay, what I want you to do, Jake, is just bring this leg towards me. Good. And if we bring this leg back at all, and I might even have to help him a little bit. Good. This leg back. Okay. This leg. You don't have to be in a hurry. This leg, so your knees are touching the back of that chair for the most part. Okay. Jake, one more. Can we bring this leg back? One more. Good. And then this one. Good. All right. And they there's some innate capacity for them to typically understand what it is that you're working towards. But use physical cues with some verbal cues. Jake, now we're going to gracefully sit down. So what I want you to do is just kind of lean towards me, okay? Relax. As you sit down, I want you to lean towards me. Go ahead and sit. I'm going to help you out. Go ahead and sit. Go ahead and sit. Lean towards me. Good, good. Excellent. Take your time. Use good body mechanics. No need to be in a hurry. Minimal transfer. The same thing, just less assistance. I can assume with a minimal transfer, I probably don't need to lock the knee. Sometimes moderate transfers, you're not going to need to lock the knee because it could be some other condition. So in this case, we got to move forward. Generally, angle a little bit. And count of 3, Jake. 1, 2, and 3 up. Good. Jake, bring this leg towards me. Excellent. This one back. One more big step. Good. One more step. Okay. Now I don't want you to just plop down. I want you to have a nice seat, nice and gracefully, okay? Yep. Lean towards me a little bit. Excellent. Okay, perfect. Now,